I bet, man. We live, man. What's going on, man? It's your boy, CJ. I got my man, honorable, great man right here. Y'all know him. You know what I'm saying? H Rap right here, man. H Rap, say what's happening.
What's happening, man? What's good?
Good deal, man. Good deal, man. Ben, I know you sent me a text, man, about the intro. I'm doing this off my phone, brother. So I don't know if I have all that, all the things of that nature. But we're gonna go ahead and just get it popping, man. You know what I'm saying? First off, H Rap, what's good. I'm glad you can be here, man. Just what I'm saying, man. Talk to me, man. Talk to me, man. Talk to me. What you got going on?
Oh man, the same thing, man. Same fight, different round. Same things, man. Doing my shows, living life, bro. One day at a time. Life at full speed. Life at full speed.
That's good, man. That's good, man. I got you. I got you, man. Man. I've really been chilling, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been just working. Got my baby boy. He his ass grown, man. Too damn fast for me, man. Too damn fast, man. So I'm just trying to just appreciate all the little things, and you know what I'm saying. So, but other than just my son and working, that's really all that's been really good with me, man. Just been cooling, to be honest, man. But glad we can get you up here, man. If y'all don't know H Rap, man, H Rap is my guy. H Rap is kind of like me and H Rap. H Rap remind me a lot of my uncle, man. When I tell you, my uncle is like, now you gotta understand. There's two branches of my on my dad's side of the family. My dad is goofy as hell. Like my dad, goofy. He's like me. Just imagine me on fucking steroids. Nigga swole as hell, but he's the jokester. And then I got a unc. He like we could just be talking about something, and then it got serious all of a sudden. I'm like, I was just I was bullshitting with you. I wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying? My bad. So I normally get on his nerves. So that's why, like, even like even now to this day, I'll call him. He be like, "Man, what you want?" I said, "Damn, I try to text you. I love you, man. You know what I'm saying?" He be like, "Yeah, love you too, love you too." But that's my guy though. We've had some real conversation. That's my guy. So I see a lot of that in H rap, man. So that's why I love having them on. But anyway, man, we gonna get to today's subject, what I'm saying, topic, hour at hand. We're gonna talk about Terrence Shannon Jr. Another reason why we got H Rap on, because he played at Illinois, correct, right? Illinois, right? Am I
No.
tweaking? No, I'm
Yeah,
tweaking.
I
No,
went to
my bad. Nah, hey, wrong thing, man. Wrong thing, man.
I
Wrong
live in
thing, man.
Illinois. I didn't play in Illinois. Nah.
No, I was
No, no.
saying, no. Now, I mean, well,
Terrence played at Illinois.
no, yes, that's what I was saying. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Terrence Shannon Jr., like he played it in Illinois, but that's in Chicago. Okay, now I know I ain't tweaking on that, right? Okay. All right,
He's
okay.
from Chicago. He's actually from my neighborhood high school.
From your neighborhood in high school? Okay, which one that is?
Lincoln Park High School, north side of
Lincoln Park.
Chicago.
Damn, that shit sound rough, ain't it?
Nah, man. It's
Nah, it
actually one
ain't
of the
rough.
more,
Oh, okay.
not even close, man. It's one of the more affluent neighborhoods in the United States of America, to be honest with you. That's where when you're in Lincoln Park in Chicago, you are around newscasters. I used to put like this, you go to the Walgreens and pick up something, prescription or whatever. You don't know him, but one of the more popular announcers in Major League Baseball history, his name is Harry Carey. He helped bring the Cubs to popularity. He used to go to the same. He's a Hall of Fame announcer. He used to go to the same Walgreens as I did. It was nothing to see him and other Chicago Bears in my neighborhood. So now Lincoln Park is not. It's not the hood at all. It's nothing like the hood.
Hey, question. I forgot. Since you in Chicago, how far are you from Simeon High?
That's the south side of Chicago. I am literally 79, 84 blocks away from there.
Shit, 84 blocks. So
No,
in
actually,
minutes.
no, 94 blocks away from Simeon High School.
Okay, so in minutes, how far that is?
About a half hour. a half hour away.
Okay.
It's it's
Okay.
it's
So
in
you're
the
right up
city.
in
It's
there.
in the
Okay.
city. It's in the
Okay.
city, but Chicago, we don't really have an east side of town. We have a west side of town. We have a south side of town. We have a north side of town. I grew up in Lincoln Park, which is the north side of town. Grew up in an area called Old Town, and
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Simeon is on
Okay.
the
Well.
south side of Chicago. There's an athletic
Okay.
powerhouse, academic powerhouse as well. And you got people like Derrick Rose, Nick Anderson, Ben Wilson. They have several
Hmm.
people who leave that school and go into the
Yeah.
NBA. Academic excellence as well, things of that nature. So yeah. It's a whole nother world though. It is a
Okay. Okay.
it's a different world. Nothing like
Okay.
that. But
Okay.
Terrence, he did go to Lincoln Park High School. One of the things, one of the unique things about Chicago academics is you don't have to go to the school in your community. You can test into another institution, or if you can play ball well enough, just like anywhere else, they'll let you in. So
Okay. For sure.
Lincoln
For
Park, but
sure.
Lincoln Park, when I was in high school, and for the better part of the last 35, 40 years, Lincoln Park has been a top 100 academic institution in the United States of America.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
was to see Terrence come from Lincoln Park is shocking.
Okay, got you, got you, got you. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't like to sit and act like I've been knowing who niggas was. 'Cause I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't familiar with Terrence Shannon Jr.'s game because I don't watch Illinois. The last time I watched Illinois was in like 2017, 2018. I cannot think of the player name. He still plays in the NBA, but I was following his career. That's one reason why I was watching, Illinois. I forgot my guy's name, and I may have to look him up here, but I'm
Is he
not really.
from Texas?
I want to say he's like from Texas. That's probably the only reason, but he
Darren
went to
Williams?
Illinois.
Darren Williams?
Yeah,
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 okay, yeah, you,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, man, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, okay.
he ain't in the
You,
NBA anymore, but he was
I
nice.
mean, hey, Darren Williams, man, Darren Williams was my guy. Back when he was with Brooklyn, when he was with the Brooklyn Nets, that's when he really, you know what I'm saying? But hold on, we got Ben Sadurst the third, BS3 himself. What's good, man? I could not say my man's last name for the longest. I was
That's,
calling him all types of names, man. I'm pretty sure he was pissed off at
that's
me, but it's whatever, man. But anyway, I want to talk about this situation, and before I really take a deep dive in, I wanted to know your reaction to maybe when you first heard this until everything up until now. So just talk to me a little bit when this first came out versus now he's found out guilty. Go ahead, H-Rap, you got it.
well, you never can. I do my best not to pass judgment on these situations simply because uh, when you pass judgment on these situations, you traditionally are wrong. You're dead wrong. And we'll never know the true essence of this situation. There have been a lot of athletes who have had false accusations. There are a lot of athletes who committed egregious acts and they never get prosecuted. So you never know what to think when you see this. It's just a sad situation when you see one of these young boys pull up, act a fool, and then they get into a world of trouble. And you really just pray that they don't suffer for this. So this is
Mm-hmm.
this is the situation for that we're looking at. He is a young man who there were accusations levied against him. His name has been cleared, but at the end of the day, when you
Mm-hmm.
have an accusation of this magnitude levied against you, does it ever go away? He will always be
Mm-hmm.
connected with this, no matter how old he gets. When you see Kobe Bryant, you don't
Yeah.
think you the rape allegations come about. It's part of the conversation. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to be honest with you, I really don't know what to think. It's just
Mm-hmm.
hopefully it's a lesson learned. It's a young man who will move forward in his life. He won't be trapped by these allegations and he can move forward. He's a relatively talented young man, but I remember him. I actually he was out of state when this happened. The thing is,
Yeah.
this is a microcosm of, in my opinion, of what's wrong with high school and college athletics today. We have all these young
Mm-hmm.
men who are trying to go pro, right? So what they'll do
Yeah.
is look at Chicagoland metropolitan area. which at one point was a hotbed for talent, and they'll go play for one of these, like an Oak Hill Academy, or I forgot the one in Arizona. It's a school.
Yeah.
It's a school, and then they don't get the lead. They're just being trained to be athletes. One of the better things about back in the day in Chicago and throughout the United States of America, I would assume, you had these coaches who would take care of you. My coach, God rest his soul, Jimmy Fields. Jimmy Fields used to just spend time with us. He would sit down and talk to us. He would take us to dinner, just, hey, let's go to the pizza place. And me, him, and a couple other guys would just sit around and laugh and joke and talk about
Yeah.
life. He taught me about something simple like loyalty. And because we were sitting around debating about who's your favorite football team, he was a Cowboy fan. And I remember the day I asked him, I said, man, Jim, Cowboys suck now. Why you still like them? He was like, hey, man, you don't like teams when they good and then stop liking them when they down. That's your team. That's your team forever. And I remember exactly. He said it's always gonna be big D, little A, double L, A S. And it stuck with me. It's little things like that that stick with you throughout your adulthood. If you're listening and not just hearing, you have no option but to hear what's being said. But are you listening? Are you taking it in? Are you appreciating the fact that he's teaching you loyalty? He's teaching you that this is what you need to do in order to be the best you can be. You must stay loyal. And it's not just to a football team, it's to your principles, it's to who you are, the core being and who you are. So I'm not sure if these young men are getting these values. So they will continue to find themselves in situations like that. Jim, Fred Thomas, Willie Green, they would just sit down and have conversations with us. We had different levels of relationship with all of them. Mr. Thomas, Coach Thomas, was more of a straight-laced guy. I'm running things. It's my show. Jim was a big brother figure, father figure would be. And then Coach Green, we would sit around, and after a while, when we got about 16, 17, Coach Green would crack a beer open with us. Now, was it cool that he drank beer with us at age 16? Nah. But guess what? We created a kinship with him. We connect on Facebook now. We laugh and joke and talk all the time now. So, it's just a situation to whereas I don't know if these young men are getting that love and attention that they need and require to be the best possible man they could be. Then you have these tough conversations, man, and I don't want to put it all on the young lady because, again, we'll never know exactly what happened. But they tell you about, hey, man, watch out. Some of these young ladies don't have your best interest in mind. So you find yourself in a situation to whereas you in a box and he could be in a cage right now instead of on his way to the NBA. He could be an early first round pick instead of being a dude who may get picked in the second round to get no guaranteed money. It's just you get chapter, book, and verse of having an older gentleman around you that actually cares about the individual versus caring about how well you can run, how fast you can run, how high you can jump, how well you can dribble, how hard you can throw, how accurate you can throw, and if you can catch or block or what have you. That's what these young men are being reduced to, and that's all they think about. Ask them, ask some of these young men, what are you going to be when you get older? Think about it like this, CJ. You're 25 years old. You're 26 years old.
27, man. But we getting there.
Oh, you
Yeah, I'm
just
getting
made
there.
27. Okay, yeah, my daughter.
Yep,
My
just
daughter
made.
is the same age.
Yep. May 1st. Yep, yes, sir.
Okay, yep,
Yes,
that's
sir.
right. You're 27 years old. That means you were born in 1997.
Yes, sir.
When you were participating in athletics, how many coaches actually said, okay, CJ, what you going to be when you're 37? Because let's say you'd have made it to the pros. When you're 37 years old, it's time to end that. If you are lucky, here's the thing: when you Ray Lewis, when you Ray Lewis, when you all the great ball players, Lawrence Taylor, when you are what's my man Charles Woodson, when you are Walter Payton, when you are Emmitt Smith, when you're Michael Irvin, peace and blessings to his wife, who's diagnosed with Alzheimer's today.
Yeah.
But when you're that age, what are you gonna do? What's the next move? At age 38, what are you going to do? You make it to the pros, you'll be 4 years, like if you play football, you'll be 4 years into your career right now. What you going to do in 10 years, though? Average, as a matter of fact, you would be getting ready to retire. The average player, Jim And those guys, Coach Fields, Mr. Thomas, Willie Green, Coach Green, they was talking to us about those things. How many of these coaches are talking about that? It's a reason that Mark Jackson still swears by Lou Conaseca, his coach at St. John's. It's a reason that Kenny Smith from TNT NBA.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reason he still has the checking account that Coach Dean Smith set up for him. This dude, a millionaire, still dealing with the checking account he got when he got to college. These are people. Where's that at? Then you won't have so many pitfalls. People are so focused on getting paid, getting the money, chasing the bag, all those cliche foolishness. What about life? How many conversations have you had about life? How many times you listen to Gilbert Arenas show and they talk about, well, when I got to the league, I didn't even know what a mortgage was. What? That sounds idiotic to me. You know how to shoot it. You know how to do a 4-1 split. You know how to do a pick and roll. You know how to defend the pick and roll. You know how to read the defense. You know how to do all this stuff, but you don't know what a mortgage is. You don't know how to pay your bills.
And I don't mean to cut you off. I really don't mean to cut you off, man. I hear you, and I really do, because somebody should be in your ear letting you know that life is for real. However, and I'm not gonna blame them. And just like you said, maybe the coaches around them are the ones to blame, because when you're that age, you're passionate, you're training. Most people, what they normally be at the gym. If you're really hard working at 5, 6, and you go to school and you practice, you're shooting free throws. So you're not, so your whole schedule is from 4 a.m. to around 9 or 8 p.m. that night for years. And on that same show with Gilbert Arenas said he retired with all that damn money, because now I know people want to joke about Gilbert Arenas, but shit, y'all need to look up Agent Zero. He was that guy, before John Wall came with the Wizards. So he made him a good grip of cash. But when he retired at the league, he was depressed. He said, I'm used to waking up, all I know is basketball. That's all I know all I know is to do that quick. And I wasn't, yes, I was alive when Gilbert Arenas was playing, but I was watching Gilbert Arenas towards his later end of his career. It took, I want to say probably my dad to tell me, hey, before John Wall, it was Gilbert Arenas. You look at some Gilbert Arenas highlights, and he had that quick little flash step, 1-2, straight to the basket, was somewhat of a bigger guard. Anyway, I said all that to say, that's all he know was to wake up at 5 a.m. and shoot around. He said around his first week after he was done, he was still waking up. He didn't know what to do. He like, shit, I don't know what to do anymore. Kind of almost like in that scene in the Jackson, the American Dream, when Michael said, I have all these thoughts. The only thing I can think is music. That's all that's been programmed. Same thing with these athletes. So I do agree with you that, it needs to have, that coach that can, and if you want to be a professional, that's fine. And you're right, H-Rap, that's lucky if you're 37. Hey, everybody's not going to be a LeBron James and play for this 20 long year. You even get lucky if you get 10 years. Hell, yeah. I was going to say another Chicago guy, Jabari Parker. He was a great, matter of fact, didn't he come from Simeon?
Same high school.
Right. Hey, same high school.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, RP, God bless his soul, Benji. You know what I'm saying? But
remember the guy who missed the free throw? Oh, you wasn't alive then. I ain't trying to be funny, but you wasn't alive when that happened.
No, you good.
No. Remember when the Magic lost to the Houston Rockets? The guy that missed the free throws?
Who was that?
Nick Anderson.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, I didn't know that.
Simeon High School.
But I know who the player is. Okay. We got somebody correcting me, man. Hey, shout out to Kirk Dees, man. Say Nick Anderson, man. I appreciate you, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Keep me on my feet, man. But I kind of wanted to circle, back on this case. I want to get your take on this situation and how real it is for these type of situations to to happen. Terrence Shannon Jr., he of course was accused of being, and I'm gonna censor it up. We on Facebook, but or some
Sexual
real
assault.
yeah, some real devious activities. Yeah. So he was accused of that, and it was involving two young ladies. One was named Madison Neal.
We have to
I
say their
don't.
names. Let's protect their names. We don't want,
Why
let's not
not?
say their name. Nah, man. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Don't do that.
Hey, we can say that. Listen, H-Rep. See, and I like. No, hold
Don't
on.
be like
We can.
everybody else. Be better. That's the thing. We're gonna be better than everybody else. Be
What's
better.
being
We don't
better?
have to.
No.
We
Hold
don't
on.
have to
Why?
talk about the ladies. Let's just talk about the situation.
Okay. So the ladies. So basically, they were it was some accusations. They did the kit. None of the DNA matched up to Terrence Shannon Jr. It's multiple text messages, exposing their devious plans and activities. H-Rap, my question to you is, for one, why is it, do you feel that this happens a lot to us? And secondly, a follow-up question to that is, why do you feel that they think that they can constantly keep getting away with this? So it was a two-part question, but go ahead, H-Rap, you got it.
Well, it don't happen. It does not only happen to us. See, this is the thing. This is exactly. We talk about the corrupt cops that shredded. Yeah, see, that's what we talk
Yeah.
about. See, the thing is, it's not just happening to us. When you are dealing with a media situation that focuses on us, like, okay, we're in an election cycle, right? All you hear about is what the Democrats don't do for the black community, right? No, the
Correct.
Democrats, they never done anything for us. You ever notice this? You never hear about what you will do for me. If I'm gonna tell you, don't watch CJ show because CJ show got this. Don't watch CJ show because CJ show is that. Don't watch CJ, but I'm never telling you how good my show is. I'm just hating it. At that point, you identify that as a position of hate, because if you're not talking about how you can improve or how you can make things better, don't point out what's wrong. And that's the problem in our community. We allow people to identify the flaws in our community, and then what we'll do is sing in that same choir. Yeah, you're right, and because this and this and this, and now you add it to the negativity soup. What we need to do is, again, create kinships with young people, much like the one me and you have. Create a kinship, and now you'll understand that every opportunity that seems to be the greatest opportunity in the history of the world may not be that. It might just be a setup, and you might put yourself in a disadvantage. And guess what? If you hook up these two chicks and it's all good and look good, and oh man, I'm gonna tell my partners about this, at some point you're gonna have to start saying, and what if it go bad? Who has something to lose? Everything that I've had that seemed too good to be true has been too good to be true. Every single solitary thing in the history of my life that said, man, I can't believe this. And I shouldn't have believed it.
Yeah.
So
Fact.
what we need to do, and see, this is when, instead of people from my generation and older generations, like I said, like we said, my daughter is your age. You were born in 97. My daughter's you were born in May 97. My daughter's born December 97. So y'all the same age, y'all from the same crop. But people in my generation and older, we love telling y'all what y'all are not. This is what's wrong with you guys. See, y'all don't do it this way. And all we do is focus on what y'all don't do. But what about the CJs of the world? Great father, family man, work every day, bust your butt, in shape, working out all the time, trying to learn at all times. We don't talk about CJ don't even exist. But you know what that dude who walk around with his pants, with his butt hanging out his pants, who who using profanity in front of elders, disrespecting elders, and all that. He gets all the attention. But then don't nobody want to talk about, since we want to talk about, since I'm bringing up the disrespect of elders, what about when Al Sharpton was on his show? On his show, let me pull up the dude name. I wasn't even gonna talk about this today. It's something I talked about a couple of days on my show, a couple of days ago on my show. I can't think of his name. I want to get his name. Byron Donald. Listen to the way Byron Donald was talking to Al Sharpton. Byron Donald is younger than me. I think he is. I think he's younger than me. I think he's like 45, so he's younger than
No,
me.
yeah, he is. No, yeah, he's in his 40s. Yeah.
And he in his 40s. And he's talking to Al Sharpton, who's old enough to be my father.
Yeah.
So, and he's calling them a lie. You lying. You need to get it through your head. But according to the world, people your age only disrespect their elders. This dude is disrespecting an elder live on TV. So what we need to do is, instead of having a group of people, we need to create a community. And when you create community, you'll have these difficult conversations. When you have these difficult conversations, you put yourself on the defense and not on the offense. You know, you're acting, you're reacting to, you're acting, you're being proactive to a situation instead of being reactive to a situation. And that seems to be the problem, because how many people who are going to be watching this, how many of y'all knew about that swimmer who was caught sexually assaulting a lady who was knocked out and didn't do any jail time? He was in the act. He was literally caught in pumping. And the judge said, well, you went to the same university I went to, so I don't want to mess up your life. So it gives you the impression that only CJ and only H-Rap get caught in these situations. Other people get caught in these situations and they sweep it under the rug. So that's the problem. How do you do away with it? Is the conversations. We don't want to have difficult conversations in our community. We don't want to have a conversation that says, hey, the system's out to get you. The system is clearly out to get you, and it will get you if you allow it. We refuse to have that conversation. Why, CJ? Why? You gotta just work your way through it. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't need to always have to work my way through it. We need to have these conversations so our children will know what's coming. And when you know what's coming, then you can make a more informed and cautious decision in your mind. If this goes bad, I'm screwed. You got the like your friend Kirk said. You got the police working against me, a systemic racist system working against me. The fact that I'm probably at an academic disadvantage, because we're not coming from Lincoln Park, but in general, I'm at an academic disadvantage because I didn't get, my schools aren't funded. Those are two and a half strikes against you, and you haven't even broken a law. You haven't even broken a rule. You haven't done anything wrong, and you got 2.5 strikes against you. Basically, you walk into every situation as a young Black person, man or woman, child, boy or girl, at a full count. The next pitch could either you foul it off, you get another swing, or if you strike out. And that's the world we live in, and we refuse to have those conversations. So our children, when they make mistakes, it is perceived that they are the only ones. See, there go us again. Well, I saw this earlier today on social media. Who leads the nation in sexual assaults? Not the Black community. Who leads the nation in school shootings? Not the Black community. Who leads the nation in theft? Not the Black community. I remember my first day in college, my very first day in college. I'm a criminal justice major. Former police officer. He said, who steals the most? Rich people or poor people? Most people threw their hand up in the air. 80% of the class said rich people. Poor people. He said, nope, it's rich people. He's like, yeah, you stole a car, you stole a bike, you stole something out of a store, out of a department store, even in the corner store. He said, but rich white people steal from Enron. They steal billions.
Yeah.
So if you stole $100,000 worth of stuff and I shut down Enron because I stole billions, who's the bigger crook? And that's what we are. That's why you and others perceive us as the constant deviants in these situations and not us as just part of, as one of the spokes in the wheel of demons. We live in a crime. We literally live at a crime scene. There were people where you live right now, where I'm sitting right now. Guess what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody used to live here a couple hundred years ago, and somebody came along and took it from
Yeah.
them. And that's just
Yeah.
what it's a crime scene. It is a great chance somebody was raped, somebody was killed, and that land was taken wherever we are standing in the United States of America today. Nobody want to talk about that. So
Yeah, H rap, and I hear you. I've always found it, and I never used to believe certain situations, right? When it comes to athletes and women, specifically black athletes and specifically white women. I never really like it took me a while to really get that through my head to be like, they really are out to get you. You know what I'm saying? And one of the first things, and it was funny, and I remember it. I was actually with my serious ass uncle. Man, uh, we was watching Coach Carter. I already know where I'm going with this. When the little snow bunny or whatever they played at that little preppy ass school, they said, "Hey, come on through." Me as a shit, I had to been like 9, 10 years old watching that damn movie. No, probably 10 or 11, 9, 10, 11, whatever. Anyway, I was geeked. I said, okay, they finna get licked with the little y'all means. My uncle looked at me. He said, nephew, that's dangerous. I'm like, what you? Oh, what you? Shit, they were like, they finna have a good time. Shit, they finna get wicked. And he started telling me about situations, just constant situations with white ladies, saying they were this, that, and the third, and it was never no case. He said, and in today's world, which is so crazy, why I don't know why they think they're gonna keep getting away with this shit. A rape kit now, the time length is not as nearly as long as it was in the 90s. Back in the 90s, they used to do them little swabs. That shit take a couple of months. Shit, now they doing these kids now. This shit getting back damn near 24 hours. This same ship and deliver. And what blows my mind, H-Rap, is the fact that them two ladies thought they were gonna be able to get away with this. They sending text, they saying got them. H-Rap, they saying got them. But here's my thing that I want to ask you, and this ain't me trying to be disrespectful or nothing, but why is it that just like how you told me, and maybe I need an explanation of how you said we're not gonna use them names. You see a deep shit, I can't even say the damn name. The old Boston Celtics coach, the one, yeah.
Ime Udoka.
There we go. They use his name. They use Terrence Shannon Jr. They use it was a brother out here. He played for Baylor. His name was Sean, like Sean Oakley or Sean. I don't know. He was a dude that was supposed to go, but because he got yes. Oh, there we go. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that they want to blast our names, but they keep the Maddie Neals, the whoever the other shouty was, they want to keep their name out the picture like you wasn't the main cause. And I know the Boston head Celtics coach was a different because that was completely
no, it's the same. No, it's the exact same thing. You on the same.
It's the same thing, but that wasn't
it's the same thing. You don't know the lady's name, but you know Ime Udoka.
Basically, yeah. But go ahead. Why you think that is? And
what you do is you can't sully the name of the victims. See, these are people who are deviants. They're disrespectful to the system. They're disrespectful to other women. This is what I want you to do. This is why you can't say. This is why I asked you not to say those ladies' names, because I always say, just like Evander Holyfield said this. He said, I raised my daughter right, so I won't have to kill your son. And what I mean, what he meant by that is this: like, you never know what your son capable of, but I know if my daughter bring this to me, I'm coming to get your boy. And you protect even the wicked when they're wrong, because guess what? I know personally of several women who have been sexually assaulted.
Of course.
And their name shouldn't be out there because it's hard enough to deal with it. So even when you get this wicked ass women, these wicked ass women, we can't let those 2 women mess it up for those 8 women who actually got sexually assaulted.
Of course.
So you
Of
you you
course.
it's just like in criminal justice. Everybody's entitled to a fair defense.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it looks like you guilty, you still need to get a quality defense because we don't know if you're guilty or not. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, you tuned in, we were talking about OJ. And the whole world
Yeah, I was in
assumed
there.
OJ Simpson done this. But
Yeah.
like I said, that I offered some stuff to you that day, and it made you go, I never looked at it that way. So why
Facts.
should you be found guilty because it seems like you're guilty? Last week, 2 weeks ago, the Tulsa, Oklahoma anniversary was, Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
According to the world, that man, a brother in the elevator with a white woman, touched that woman. That's what the world
Mm-hmm.
said, right?
Correct.
But we come to find out that was the lie. According to the world, we've been thinking for better than 60 years that Emmett Till whistled at that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Found out she was lying. So what it looks like and what it actually is 2 different things. So you need to have a tradition, a set of standards, and those standards can't be deviated from just because this one person messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the standard got to be the standard, and that's why you don't say those people's name, even though they are wrong, even though they're erroneous now. Well, this is why I preach every Tuesday. This is why you need to have your butt in the voting booth come November, because guess what? Instead of having their name plastered, this is when you can get their name plastered. So if Brian come down there, H-Rob come on down there to Duncanville, you live in Lancaster, right?
Basically, yeah. But I'm in DeSoto, but that's right across the street from Lancaster
Okay.
and Duncanville. So yeah.
I got a cousin in Lancaster.
Yeah, in Lancaster.
That's right in the middle. It's Duncanville, Lancaster, DeSoto.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My cousin, I come down there to kick it with Terry. And while I'm kicking it with Terry, I say, hey, man, let me say hi to my little man. And we go to a bar and we get into a world of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
We need the same protection so it can be the same situation. We don't need our name plastered all over the news. But guess how we get that protection? If you go into the voting booth and I go into the voting booth and those ladies lie on me and you, because we could meet a mother and a daughter. And we meet these 2 women and we hang out with them. We both get in the world of trouble and they prove it be wrong. What we can do is start reaching out to Raphael Cruz, because I ain't calling him Ted. His name is Raphael.
Okay.
We can reach out to Cruz and say, hey, we need to redo these laws in the United States of America. So if you are caught flat out lying on an individual,
mm-hmm.
you are up on felony charges. See, people always, your vote don't count. Your vote does count, but see, you need to have an agenda. Now, they ain't done nothing for us. What did you ask for?
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying, CJ? This is how you combat that. That way, your name, guess what? And when those 2 ladies lie on CJ and H-Rap, and it is proven, just like with my man, we got documentation, we got phone calls, we got phone records. Y'all done text each other, y'all done email each other, and the lie come out. Then their name's gonna be in the paper. You know why? Because then they could be arrested for lying on us and attempting to destroy our life, defamation of character. Now that's public record, and now your name is in the paper. But even though they're wrong, we don't, as it constantly stand. It's called felonious fraud.
Mm-hmm.
But no, hey, Kirk, I want it to be. That's a civil charge. I want it to be a state charge or a federal charge. I want it to be your ass is going to jail. So that's how you get this change. Instead of sitting around saying, why is it us? Woe is me. See, we need to get it fixed. We need to take the necessary steps to get it fixed. So
Y-
and
y-
then
yeah.
we support then we support the end of the bench media. We support Black Star Media by Roland Martin. And we should get to support those things. Now we can have our story. Now, guess what? CJ and Brian can reach out to Roland Martin and say, we want to come on and defend ourselves in front of our people instead of just the world always hearing what's not right. What's not right. CJ and Brian, and then what's what they going to say? 2 more black men on that nonsense. That's what CNN, MSNBC, Fox News,
Mm-hmm.
NBC, that's what they're going to say. But if we have our own outlets and we support our own outlets, things get fixed. But we don't do it. By and large, we are turning into doing that, but we don't do that enough now.
100%. I totally agree with you, you know, and that's facts, you know, we probably should, if not should have already been a law to, you know, when you're falsifying, you know, rape allegations, that's serious. Now, and granted, he is only good because of the time period and technology we have today. They're lucky this shit wasn't in the 90s. And if you can look, literally the draft is next week because I believe it's June 26th through June 28th. So it's literally next week. He's only glad that we're, you know, because he was born in the right time period. Shit, you know, like I just said, back in the 90s and 80s, it takes not even the 80s. This 90s really is when they started popping off the rape kits and kits and
Right.
things of that
No,
nature.
they've been around for a long time, but
What?
you're right.
Yeah,
Technology allows this thing to be expedited and puts them in the advantageous situation.
no, right? Yeah, because I remember like way back when, like it was way back when it probably was maybe in the 60s and 70s. I said, bro, they didn't have rape kits back then. They said, nah, there wasn't such thing. Now you're right. It may have been towards the maybe the second half of the 80s, early 90s. They
That's
just
exactly what it
started.
was.
They just started introducing it, but that shit took a long ass time. You did one today. It's June 20th. You ain't get one back to probably February 9th.
No, it
Or
didn't take
10th.
that long. It didn't take that long,
What?
but it took long enough.
Yeah. Well,
It
okay.
took long
Well,
enough. But
yeah.
see, and then here's the thing, man. Like I support this brother by the name of Clay Kane. He has his own show on Sirius Satellite Radio, channel 126, Clay Kane Show. Clay Kane does a segment on his show to help people get out of jail who's been wrongfully accused, to confirm and give substance to what you're saying. It's this brother.
Mm-hmm.
He went to a party in 1977.
Okay.
1977. Went to a party. He had his. I'm saying this because it's important. He had a brand new leather jacket on. Brand new leather jacket. This white woman was raped.
Mm-hmm.
When she went to the hospital and they checked out, she had fought the man so hard. She had leather from the jacket under her nails.
Mm-hmm.
They arrested this one brother. He went to court for a fine. They arrested him while he in there paying for his fine.
Mm-hmm.
He was in jail from 1977 to
Mm-hmm.
November, from July 1977 to November 2022. Get this. The reason I bought the leather jacket, his leather jacket was in perfect condition. That alone should have eliminated him from the situation. The lady said it wasn't him. He was in jail from 1977 to 2022. He told his mother said, I'm going to stay and wait for you to get out. He got out of jail in November. She died in July.
Yeah.
How sad is that? Now, I got a homeboy, Dana Ballard. Hey,
Yeah.
good evening.
Good evening, G.
I got a homeboy, Dana Ballard, in 19, I'm going to say, it might have been 1990. 1990. Me and him crossed each other, leaving the movie theater. Dana Ballard went to jail from 1990 to 2005 for a murder he did not commit. See, these are the things technology allows you to get around. Like you said, technology allows you to get around some of these things. So this is why we have to participate and engage, because when we're looking at these situations, it looks like it's only us, but no, it's only us getting publicized. So
Now, well, you know, in facts, H rap, even ESPN, Fox Sports, even when that whole I'm gonna say Udoka, right? That's his last name, right?
Ume
Udoka, yeah,
Udoka,
'cause
yeah.
okay, yeah. Even when that whole Udoka situation came about, they weren't even saying the other shouter's name. They kept blastering him, you know, because you're the coach. You know, you're the coach. Now, granted, this is different than this situation because there was no rape. There was obviously there was to keep
Consensual.
the trail. Yeah, it was consensual. There we go. It was consensual. You know, but I'm tired, and not just us, but it's not just me, but everybody's
Come
tired.
on.
It's like,
Hold on. Stop right there. You could
oh,
just be tired of just us. You could just be tired of just us.
right,
Stop
right.
apologizing for loving your community.
Nah, no. I was just gonna just say, well, so I was gonna say me, but then I was trying to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, okay.
rectify. But yeah, but us, you know, we're getting plastered. And just like you said, all this does is it just makes it harder for the actual victim. Now, obviously, the only reason he's straight and he literally teammates said, bro, he wasn't there was no way that happened. And even though when they did the swab or whatever, the DNA, it was 5 different other people's
The
DNA in
Kobe
that
Bryant defense.
situation.
Just like the Kobe Bryant
Oh,
defense.
well, yeah. So my thing to you, H Rap, is how maybe just thinking, you know, how do we take ourselves maybe out of these situations and still wanting to have a good time? For example, we have people like you don't even hear a peep, you don't hear nothing about LeBron James, and we're now
You
hold
just
on. Now,
answered
before
it.
I get up, well, hold on. I want to keep it. You know, we're just talking about when it comes to devious activities like this. So you never hear nothing like this from LeBron James. You never heard nothing like this from Michael Jordan. You never heard nothing like this. I will talk to me. Hey, listen, the only thing I'm familiar with is with the whole gambling thing, but that ain't really, we ain't talking about that. But go ahead and tell me if you heard it.
No,
Okay,
we're not
okay,
gonna we're
no,
not gonna
okay, got you,
no,
got you, got you, got you, got you, got you,
keep on your path. Stay on your
got
path.
you, got you, got you. Basically, we don't hear nothing about it, you know, when it comes to these certain athletes. So maybe H-Rep, how would you say for the next young and up and coming superstar to not be a part of these situations, even though and then the second part to that question, um how do you think that this makes Terrence Shannon Jr. feel? Thankfully he's straight. He to my knowledge, I'm looking at it right now, he's right back in the draft. They already said that his number gonna be in the Raptors. It's all set in stone. So he's good, you know. But how do you think that all this makes him feel? But it was a two-part question. But go ahead, H-Rap.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
got both parts. Well,
Go
the
ahead.
way you do it, man, is you keep your nose clean, man. You keep your nose. See, the difference is look, when you know you're dealing when you know you playing the game and the deal is dealing from the bottom of the deck, you don't play the game like you would play it in the game that you're getting a fair shot. I just want to have a good time. Well, what does your good time consist of? Could your good time could end you up in the penitentiary? Could your good time damage your ability to live out your dreams? Look, man, don't get me wrong, bro. I'm a dude who used to be charged with testosterone. I was girl crazy. You couldn't say girl without me being ready. You know what I mean? So I get it. So
Right.
I'm talking about run of the mill high school, college girls. I ain't talking about girls who looking at me as an opportunity to go pro. I'm not looking at me talking about women who are some of the most beautiful women in the world and see me as a target. I didn't have that. I just had classmates. I had people on the yard. So I'm not acting as if I was in that same situation. But at some point, we are going to have to follow that LeBron James blueprint. We're going to have to follow that. Some of the best have been taken down. Isaiah Thomas got my favorite ball player ever. He got a side child. Gary Payton got a side
Yeah.
child. Gary
Yeah.
Payton got a son named Gary Payton. He got a son named Gary Payton
And Gary
II. Gary
Payton,
Payton
he's the
II is a
second.
pro. Gary
Mm.
Payton is a regular Joe. You know, it's a situation to whereas you must put yourself in a situation to whereas what do I have to lose? Am I willing to sacrifice all those 5 a.m. gym situations, all that working after school, all that being tired while I study and still practice for a good time? Remember, me and you talked on my show a long time ago, and I told you, I said, CJ, let me tell you this, man. If you work hard, real hard, till you 35, from 40 until you'll be chilling. Remember I told you that?
I remember. Yeah.
That's what you have to understand, man. Look, man, women are gonna be women, and ladies, these dudes out here who are out here doing whatever they're trying to do, because women about to be targets in a minute. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
With
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the NIL and stuff. Look, you see my man from Chicago, Iman Shumpert. He trying to tax Tiana Taylor for extra money. So it's about to be an even playing field. But what you have to do, man, is measure a good time today versus a lifetime of anguish. We don't know what Michael Jordan has done. I'm not here to tell it because I wasn't there to hold a light on the situation. But as far as we know, last time LeBron James got in any trouble, it was a speeding ticket when he first got that home. That's the last time we know.
Yeah.
Because it seems as if he's taking the necessary steps to make sure you are not going to take me down. Because guess what, man? When you lay down one of these women, lay down 3 of these women, it sounds like a great time. But it's truly not. It's fun. But I send this question back to you since you're the younger person in the situation. If you've done something along those lines, or you had one of the greatest sexual moments of your life, does it compare to the most fun you ever had in your life?
Nah.
No, because
because I've had some moments in my life that I was like, this is truly the best time I've had, and it was with it wasn't none of that involved.
Exactly.
So yeah.
And you remember those days more than you remember that one night.
All right.
So but again, this is what I was telling you about earlier in the program when I was telling you about how Coach Fields, Coach Green, Coach Thomas, they sit there and talk to us about that. Hey man, I remember, man, I'm telling you, dog, this is why. This is one of the reasons I left the barbershop I used to be at, because it went from a bunch of guys my age sitting around, we having grown man conversations, to one of the last times I went there, the conversation went from, man, you need to relax, to Rick Ross is really a drug dealer. And I was like, and on that note, I'm out. I'm not going to talk to you about no rapper being no drug dealer, man. Ain't nobody. Look, I don't know about Rick Ross, but if I was dealing with Noriega, if I was selling dope on the level of Noriega, I wouldn't be no rapper. I would stop doing that to be a rapper. I'll wrap my back around a lawn chair. That's what I rap. You know what I mean? So, it's just we lose our way. We lose our way, man. We lose our way.
Yeah.
Well, when you start having conversations like that's one thing I like about you. You are random text. Yo, what you think about this? And we'll have a conversation. Yeah. A lot of people don't have an H rap. A lot of people don't have. A lot of CJs out there don't care to talk to an H rap. A lot of H raps ain't trying to talk to CJs. But what they do is when CJ make a mistake, a bunch of H raps are going, see, that's what's wrong with them young dudes. But when he reached out to you, ain't talked to him. All you told him is, man, you ignorant. You don't know. That's what we got to stop doing, CJ. We got to stop saying what's wrong with you and we got to say. Because I tell you what, man, I still don't like some R&B artists to this day because when rap was coming up, they was dissing it,
So
and
who you
rap was.
don't like, man?
Let's not get into it, man. We don't want to
All
start
right,
the gossip, man.
all
I'm
right,
just saying.
all
But
right,
when
man.
I
I hear
but
you.
see
I
the
hear you
thing,
though. I hear
but
you
see
though.
the thing is, CJ, 40 years ago, I was leaving. 40 years ago this month, I left elementary school. I was going to high school.
Okay.
I was going to high school. And rap music was on the up tip. This is when they were saying, man, about two more, by the time you get out of high school, ain't nobody gonna be talking about rap music. And there was a bunch of R&B stars and a bunch of singers saying that's trash, that's trash, that's trash. And I stopped listening to R&B music altogether. Seriously, I was like, because that was my thing. So when people talk about your generation and say, man, them young dudes, they ignorant. I was that ignorant ass dude that y'all used to be calling ignorant because my generation introduced to, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was the ignorant ass dude that they talked about the way I dressed, CJ, because when I came up, you wore khaki pants, you wore slacks, you wore dress loafers, you wore
Yeah.
shirts with collars and those sweater
Yeah.
vests. That's how you supposed to dress. And then me and my crew showed up with sweatpants, sweatshirts, and t-shirts. I remember my mother telling me, "You're not going to the gym? Why you dressed like that?" I'm like, "Because I'm going outside, lady." You know, and of course I ain't
All
saying
right.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Of
I'm
course. Of
not
course.
dressing like that. CJ, this is how strict it was when I was 14. I had my mother give me an oversized bag, a duffel bag, because
Mm-hmm.
when I left the crib, I literally sat on the curb and took off that monkey suit that she had me dressed in, and sat on the curb and put on my sweatpants and went to school. That's
Yeah.
how serious it was. So when they waved that finger at your generation, they was waving that finger at me. But I just didn't have my pants hanging off. I had baggy pants, but I was a break dancer, and your pants being big off you created a different look. So that's why we
Okay.
sagged our pants. So when they tell y'all that means you want somebody to rape you in jail, lie. Our pants was big and sagging up off us. So when we did that helicopter, that penny,
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
pants,
Yeah.
like it was created an illusion. So don't let nobody tell you
Okay.
that. But I was the kid getting ridiculed. So when they tell you Jordan is the reason they wear gym shoes, nah, H-Rap is the reason they wear gym shoes. H-Rap in the generation from 1982 to 1986, we said no more. So
Okay.
we did that. Michael Jordan ain't do that. We made Jordan popular
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we started wearing your shoes and we made you cool. You did the game, but your aura was created by hip hop culture. So when they did, instead of, and I remember people told me, man, that nonsense. And look, just to show you how you need the good people around you, my Uncle Richard Whitmore Pollard Jr. He, when I was like, I'm gonna be a DJ. I'm gonna be a DJ. And they told me, man, get your, and guess what? When I said I'm gonna do a podcaster, exactly. See, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whole understand.
Yeah.
Look, when I said, man, I'm gonna do this podcast thing, man, I said it's about to be the new hip hop. You know what he did? He went and bought me my first podcast equipment. Now, I'm a grown man. He said, don't go. Come to my house. I said, I just go get it today. He said, no, just don't go. Just come to my house, man. Trust me. He handed me my first podcast equipment. You know why? He said, man, years ago, you told me rap was going to take over the world, and I laughed at you. So you telling me this is going to be the new thing? Here you go, man. I apologize. Until men in this culture, men in the black culture, the black community, start stepping up like that on a grand scale, we will continue to suffer in this fashion. You know, that's why when you call, I do try to show up for you, because you got your uncle, you got your father, but you learn. I'm one of your peers in this podcast thing. You learn more from your peers than you do your teachers, man. You learn from your peers. Look, how many times have you been sitting in class like, you caught it, but your homeboy go, CJ, what's she talking about? And you go, oh, she mean this. And they catch on. You learn from your
Yeah.
peers.
Yeah.
hearing this. Yeah, I'm an elder. I'm old enough to be your dad. But you know what? It's cool to have a homie old enough to be your dad because sometimes you ain't trying to hear that from your father, man. You ain't trying to hear it from
Right.
your mom.
Yeah.
You ain't trying to hear that, man. You're like, man, shut up, mom. But guess what? That same shut up, mom, Jimmy Fields, Willie Green, Fred Thomas, they said it. I was like, that's what my mama said. Because my old man
Right.
was gone. When my old man died 4 months before I was born. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
that's
man.
why when you asked me, I was having, you saw me, man, before the show started. I was pissed. But
Yeah.
it's easy to come to you, man. When I'm talking to you, man, it's easy because my son, guess what? My brothers, Vincent and Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Vince used to talk to me, or still talks to me. Lil Mike talked to me. BJ talked to Vince and Mike. They never came to their dads unless they was working. This is how they used to work and stuff. Like we never
Yeah.
had dads, so they would work us like this.
Yeah.
They'll start off at my crib. Oh, what's up, man? We finna go kick it. BJ ain't asking for no money because he know I'm man. So now I done shared out $150. I gave each one of them $50. They go to Vince's house. What's up? Vince hit him with
Hey,
$50.
so these your nephews and your son, huh?
Yeah.
Nieces,
They used to
nephews, and your
work us
son.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, Vince,
Okay.
Brian, all three of them, juniors. They
Okay.
all born.
Got you.
BJ was born September 9th. Vince was born November 9th. Mike was born. Mike's birthday tomorrow. And they used to work us like that.
Happy
But,
birthday to Mike, man.
yep, happy birthday, nephew. Yeah, but this is why, but they were and we knew they were working us, man. We knew. And see, it's little things, man, that your big homie, your big cousin, that's what's missing. Y'all, people want to know what's wrong with y'all. We failed. I did my best not to fail, but the good thing was this, dog. Me and my son used to fight like, yo, boy, my son, yo, homie, my son.
Yeah.
We used to fight like Tom and Jerry, but even at our worst, he'd be like, Dad, can I stay out a little later? And I'm out drinking with Vance and Mike. We drinking. I said, all right, this is what we would do. I would say, take my car. And his mama be home by 11. He like, man, Dad, the party, he called me the party just popping off, man. My mama said be home by 11. I say, well, this is what you do. I'm over here. You show up I said, what time you try to be home? He said, I ain't gonna be out but to 12. I said, okay, come get me at 12. Because now Vince ain't got to drive me home. I said, come get me at 12. I said, you can stay as long as you want to. You come get me. And it looked like you've been with me all. See, it's those little things, man.
Yeah.
That help you. My Uncle Rory did the same thing for me. Nephew, what's up? And I'm trying to be out. That's how you build a bond. That's how you build a trust. But we, as a age group, I'm Gen X. Gen X dropped the ball, man. Gen X dropped the ball because we knew what y'all was. We knew that pressure y'all was gonna get, man, and we ain't step up. And it ain't no. I got Mike, Vince, and BJ. I did right by them. My nephew Anthony, my aunt nephew Phil. But remember that show you was on? My nephew Julian and my nephew Robert. They checked me. No, Uncle, you ain't step up. You got Philip when they checked me about that, but you did it with my brothers, but you wasn't there for us. Like, hey man, I can't do it all.
Yeah.
But I appreciated him live on my program checking me. I could have been, no, man. I had to eat it though. I had to eat it. And we still keep it to this day. So
you a good dad.
And
my son would have caught an ass whooping. No,
man.
I'm like, no, I'm playing.
Look, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this as a young father. You got to let him fail. You got to look. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you this funny story. Where I just took care of my mother till she died, to the day, literally to the moment she died.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 months before my mother died, I had moved out of my home with my children, and I stayed with my mom because she needed me. I was in the basement doing my thing, watching TV or something. I don't know what I was doing. I hit the intercom and say, "Ma, you cool?" She said, "Yeah, I'm writing that book." I'm like, "You writing a book?" So I run upstairs. I say, "Hey, you writing a book?" She said, "Yeah, I'm writing a book." I said, "What's your book about?" She said, the book you told me to write." So I told you to write a book. She said, "Yeah." I was 16 when I said this. I was 40 when she threw it back in my face. 25 years later, 24, 25 years later. I said, you writing a book? She said, you remember that time? And it was something I remember telling her. And you went in your room and you closed your door. And I said this. I said, since you got all the answers, write a book, save the world. I'm thinking I said it under my breath. She heard it. Yeah. 25 years later, she threw it in my face. Remember you told me to write that book to save the world? I'm writing it. And we laughed about it. Now, normally you'd be like, I'll slap you down, get smart with me like that. She said, it's so funny I ain't bust you in your head. That's what you're going to have to do with your son one day. You're going to tell him to do something. He's going to mumble something. And you're going to be like, I'm going to let you live on that. But then when you get older, you throw it in his face. Enjoy life. He going to make mistakes, man. Mistakes are made. Look, man, let me tell you something, man. You don't realize it. You are dumbest all outdoor, but you don't know it yet because you think I'm smart. But wait till you turn 30. Look back at your 27th year. You're going to be like, I had to be an idiot. Hey, man, I feel like an idiot from 54. I'm going to be 54 in August. I feel like an idiot from 50. So you don't realize, look, man, take this advice from Nas. You'll never be as young as you are today again.
Yeah.
So that's what time it is, bro. Let these young people make them. Look, you make mistakes. You have a PhD in making mistakes in your 20s. You are an expert at it. And I'm telling you, you're going to look back when you're 30. Remember this. When you're 30, you're going to look back and go, man, rap was right, man. I was, okay, watch this. You 27.
Mm-hmm.
When you were in the military at 22, right?
Yep. Even before that, but yep.
Okay. At 22, you still in the military. Dumb. Think back at some of the stupid stuff you was doing back then.
I was wild, man. I was
remember that time you was in Chicago in that dangerous neighborhood with them Shannons? Would you do that today?
Hey, I was tweaking. Hey,
see what I'm saying?
Hey,
man. You learning every day, man. And that's what people in my generation seems to have forgotten. Just how stupid they were in their 20s.
Yeah.
You were super dumb in your 20s. I mean, you 30% retarded, man, especially as a young man.
Yeah.
Boy,
yeah.
You could probably get a young man to walk through a lion's den smelling like warm bacon if you say, and then she'll give you some at the end of it. Look, walk through the lion's den, put this bacon grease all over your body, and then put a raw chicken in your drawers and walk through that lion's den. And when you get to the other side, she'll give you some. It'd be so many dead young men at the zoo.
Well, it also depends on how bad she is, Abraham.
See? Hey, look at you.
No, I'm just trying to shit. Shit. Hey, depending on the bullshit, you might risk it. Hell, you might.
Hey, you see? Now, watch. And at 30, if I say that to you at 30, you'll be like, shit, it got to be another one.
I ain't gonna lie. Abraham, I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, you might catch me when I'm like 60. Hey, I'm like 60, I'll be like, nah.
No, hey, and when I was 27, I was equally dumb. I was probably dumber than you. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I was probably dumber than you, bro.
Hey, man. Hey, H-Rap, you know what I'm saying? It's 8:08, man. You know, we gotta wrap it up. I was gonna say two things, man, and then I'll let you have the flow. You know, I was three things. First, you know, to Terrence, Shannon Jr., man, I just want to, just like how LeBron James said, he said in the tweet, he was congratulatory to the young man, but he said the apology needs to be 30 times greater. Because, you know, a lot of people, before it happened, I mean, now we're kind of, at this point, it's so sad that this happens to us so casually that we wasn't even like, hold on, let's wait to see if this for real. So I'm glad he wasn't even, I'm glad it seems like his life is going to be, at least financially, at least, because he's still projected a top first round pick. He's actually projected to go to the Milwaukee Bucks or the Chicago Bulls. So somewhere in that Midwest area. So you know what I'm saying? So hopefully that's good. Secondly, it was Coleman Hawkins That's who I was thinking. That's the other Illinois dude. I don't know if you know who
Oh,
Colton
yeah.
Hawkins is,
Okay,
but
I know
yeah,
him.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know
That's the
him.
other the Chicago. Yeah, so I've been keeping up with his career. He's still a top first round pick. But just besides all that, two more things for one man. I hope, man, blessings to you and your family. And I really like the show you had at one point. I was used to tune in when you and your son. I know schedules
Hey, that's your
conflict.
friend, man. You called him. You got his number. His number ain't changed. You
Yeah,
called him
yeah.
and asked.
Okay, you
That's
got
your
it.
friend.
Hey, listen,
That's
hey,
your
when he
boy.
go to Houston, like so
He gonna
every
be in
now.
Houston soon.
No, yeah, every time. Literally, I go to Houston, he's not there. When he come to now, I go to Houston because I got family in Houston. Like that's what my mom's side.
He
Like
got
they.
this is my former brother-in-law now. He got family.
Okay, got you. Okay, got you. So yeah, but I'll rap with him one of these days. I'll probably send him a text after this. So I'll be like, man, you gotta let me know when you in, and then we're
I
gonna
think he
get
coming.
right.
I think he going to Houston soon. You better reach out to him.
No, yeah, I got you. But
That's your
but
boy
anyway.
though. Now I don't mess with that boy. I don't fool with him. I don't
Oh,
fool with him.
stop it,
That's your
man!
boy.
No, the fact that y'all had that thing going, and I not saying that y'all don't have no more, but I'm just saying just for us to
We
see.
don't. That's your boy, man. You talk to him. You tell him
Yeah,
that.
I'll talk to him, man. I'll talk to him, H-Rap. But anyway, just lastly, man, I appreciate you, and you gotta, man. Next time you have a real, man. Next time. H-Rap,
I
if you
got you.
need
Next
me,
time I do a
okay,
panel,
got you,
you
got
there.
you.
You
Hey,
there. You there. I got you. I got you.
H-Rap, just get at me because I promise you, I've had some takes. Now, it was some takes that you said I really didn't Now, I disagreed on. I was like, now, hold up now. And it was, and you was on the episode, with your boys, I think it's called The Barbershop. They was talking about some stuff with the WNBA. Shit, I want to say, man, you need to add me on there for a slot. I swear, hey, it'd be a 1 versus 3 around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So just
But
get at your boy. You know what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
Just fuck with me right quick, man. Just get me. Hey, Trav, you
Nah,
got the
but
final
that's the
flow, man. So
thing,
go ahead and say
TJ.
it, man. Go ahead. You got it.
Don't ever be afraid to disagree, man. It ain't about, see, we don't need more people to agree. We need people to understand. I don't never need you to agree with me. If you think I'm wrong, it's okay to say, hey, man, I disagree, and we can have that conversation. Those are the best conversations because one of us going to get better due to it. You might show me something, or I might show you something, and that's the thing. That's the problem with the world. Discourse seems to be a bad word. So we don't never want to get to the point where we are afraid to have a conversation with another person. And second, and I appreciate you having me on here, man. Yeah, like I said, man, my generation, we dropped the ball. Really, I'm gonna keep it funky. It ain't my generation. The generation before me, man, they dropped the ball, man. Because I don't want to get on the soapbox, but they dropped the ball. But I'm gonna put it on me because we didn't pick up the ball. So, man, anytime I got time, I'll come on with you, man. But I'm about to start my interview on Thursday shows up again. So it's gonna be a little more difficult, but we'll figure it out one way or another. We'll figure it out. But yeah, man, just and that's the thing, man. You remember, you don't have to watch live. You can just tune the show that comes on Tuesday when I'm talking about community empowerment, putting people, making our thing better. You can just tap in on that.
So when you coming back to us? When you come back to Texas, to the Dallas region specifically?
I'm working on it. I'm working, man. Things hectic for me right now, so I ain't been doing no traveling. So I'm working on it.
Okay. Okay. Well, next time you see
always,
Dawkins, man, I got you next time, Adrian. Listen, back when you came like 2 years ago, my son was
at that party,
he was
right?
like a couple months.
Party.
Yeah. But he was a couple months. Oh, so
I got you, man. Don't worry.
Okay.
I will not.
Got you.
I will not. I got family in Dallas. I got people I care about in Dallas. Trust me, I'm not going to come back to Dallas, Texas without shaking your hand.
Okay, for sure, man. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up. It's your boy CJ. We got H-Rap. We out this bit, man. Holla.